In this one, I'm going to give you an example of an element chasing proof. So for an example, our statement that we're going to prove is 10z is a subset of 5z. And of course we want a domain, right? My domain is the integers. Now remember what it means to say that one set is a subset of another. If I was to say A is a subset of B, where A and B are just any old sets, what does this mean? This means that for all x is in A implies x is in B. So if I want to prove that 10z is a subset of 5z, what I really want to prove is for all x, if x is in 10z, then x is in 5z. So proving this statement that if x is in 10z, then x is in 5z, this is an element chasing proof. So an element chasing proof is really just a direct proof. Remember that in a direct proof, this is our assumption. This is what we want to show. So let me prove it. First, I'll assume, or I'll suppose, same thing, assume or suppose x is in 10z. Now you want to think to yourself, what does it mean for x to be in 10z? Well, what is 10z? 10z, this isn't part of my proof, 10z is the set of all 10 times k, such that k is an integer. So that means if x is in there, if x is in this set, then that means that x equals 10k. And now you might say, well, what is k? Remember that k is an integer. Okay, now we know that x equals 10k. Now what do we want to show? Remember, we want to show x is in 5z. Well, what does it mean to be in 5z? Remember what 5z is. 5z is 5 times, before I used a k, but the k is meaningless. It's just a symbol. I could use an m. 5z is 5m, such that m is an integer. So now I want to show what I'm trying to show is that, so to show, what I want to show is that x is equal to 5 times m, where m is some integer. Now look, we already know k is an integer. So we could write x as 5 times 2k, because 10 is 5 times 2. And since k is an integer, 2k is also an integer. And that's exactly how we'll do this. So x is equal to 5 times 2k. Now we need to satisfy this definition that x is equal to 5 times some integer. Since k is an integer, so is 2k. So we know that x is equal to 5 times some integer. So x is in 5z. And that's the proof.